You're watching two geeks talking quick clips. Creatively, it was fun to do. But as a writer, for a superhero series like this, what about your inspirations for heroes and villains? Because you could always fall back on the standard Marvel or DC heroes, but to truly make characters of your own, you have to be a little unique.
Well, I think is that the way I think the characters do working on a project for a long time is that they can develop a bit more and they can kind of mature a bit more as characters as well. I think, for example, the other thing with it as well is that it wasn't like one sole influence for each character. So in the case of AK Girl, there was a little bit of Rogue from X-Men, there was a little bit of Jubilee from X-Men, there was a little bit of some people I knew in real life to an extent, but only like a tiny bit. And then, you sort of put these things together. In the case of the Wonder Vixen character, there was elements of Victorian Gothic. There was a little bit of the Princess Sally character from Sonic Saturday AM. And again, a little bit of some things you knew. And there were the odd sort of real things that got in there. In the case of Megafox, the look was inspired again by the opening theme from the Sonic Saturday AM cartoon, because it had like this fox walking past, and that always kind of freaked me out a bit, and it made me sort of imagine what a character like that would be like. And again, going into tropes of like the robot fox, etc. And we then sort of looked at, well, how could that character be created? And then we had the idea of this gangster fox called Dante Rodriguez, and create robot fox in order to establish order, but then finding out, oh, but he doesn't want to go with what you think. I'm wanting to add a little bit of that kind of Alan Rickman sort of dark charisma in there as well. Oh, and also the Hyperov character is also the son of the gangster as well, so there's a little bit of the Frankenstein-esque into the father stuff thrown in there as well.
Nice. And of course, your writing styles also evolved throughout the years too. What were you like when you first started the series to how would you compare yourself?
I think it's been very much a kind of journey, like kind of learning how you work really. So initially, I was a bit kind of hesitant to sort of have feedback from people. I was very much about kind of getting stuff done, getting scripts out there, whereas I'd say now I'm a bit more careful, and I probably plan things out more. I get feedback from people more, and it's very much about sort of having the structure in place, having it makes sense, talking with artists more. So I think it's very important that you talk to an artist and say, does this make sense to you? And equally, like say, if an artist says, oh, I'm not sure how to visualize what you've just put, sort of getting some aids. So for example, one of the characters, Rope Cole in this, it is a mechanic character, and my dad and brother are big fans of Chris Christopherson.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted him to be sort of modeled on that kind of earlier look, as opposed to his role in Blade, which, okay, fair play, it's a similar kind of character, but it was more about this idea of him being this very sort of beaten down character who's gone through a trauma and he's supporting them, as opposed to just being the weapons guy, which, is still an awesome part, but it's a slightly different take on it.
And of course, his role was completely underutilized in Blade 2, for that matter.
Oh, criminally, yeah. And I think, his music is absolutely incredible, and one of his ones, Darby's Castle, is absolute poetry.
I'll have to listen to that.
Oh yeah, no, look it up. Yeah.